I'm Teresa. Welcome to Dazzling in the Kitchen. Today we are talking dirty in the Dazzling Kitchen, and I'm not talking about that other stuff. I'm talking about my fabulous dirty rice love. I am going to give you this recipe, and let me tell you what, people are gonna think you straight out the bayou. All right, first things first, we're gonna go in with some lean ground beef. Now, I like to use lean ground beef because I want this to be a one-pot wonder. I don't wanna do all that draining fat and all that good stuff. I want all the flavor to just be incorporated in this rice today, honey. All right, let's get things sizzling. All right. We're gonna get this nice and brown. Break that up. Come a little closer, honey. I want you to see this. Get it browned up nicely. All right, this is a good time for me to go in with some seasoning because I want every layer of this dish to be seasoned all the way through. So I am going to season my ground beef. So let me start with a little bit of onion powder. Now you can season to taste. I'm not much of a measurer, so you know, if you can eyeball it, that will be good for you. All right, a little garlic powder. All right, I've got some oregano here. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Just enough. Oh, there goes my bay leaf. We're not ready for you yet, honey. All right, a little bit of salt and pepper. And some. All right, y'all, shh, I got a secret. This is a good time to add in our liquid smoke. I like a little smoky flavor in my dirty rice. All right. This is good enough to eat on its own, honey. All right. And last thing, just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Perfect. And we're just gonna let that finish browning up, and then we'll go on to the next step. Stay with me, loves. All right, honey, now that she's getting her tan, getting nice and brown in here, what I'm getting ready to do is just let this go for it, and I'm gonna get my veggies chopped up. Now for our fresh ingredients, we're gonna have about a half of a red bell pepper. You can use any bell pepper you like. You definitely need some bell pepper in this dirty rice though. I've got one small onion, a little spice in your life, honey. I got a jalapeno pepper, some chopped garlic, just about 3 cloves, and 2 stalks of celery. I have some finely chopped carrots. Now these are not a part of the original dirty rice. I do not proclaim or profess to be from New Orleans in the least bit, honey. This is just how I do in my kitchen. I sneak in the vegetables anywhere I can. So y'all don't tell anybody. It just looks like confetti once it's all put together. It's just pretty. So anyways, I got some carrots and I have some sprigs of thyme from my garden. Now, I would have some fresh parsley, however, at this season in time, my parsley is gone. So I do have some dry parsley, you know, because you gotta have backup. Boom, I got backup. All right, so what we're gonna do is get to chopping. Again, like I said, I don't claim to be from New Orleans, but what I do know is that you have to have what they call the Trinity in any of your New Orleans or Cajun inspired dishes. So the Trinity is a mix of onions, bell peppers, and celery. So I got sense enough to know that, so I'm gonna pass on that knowledge to you, honey. Okay, honeys, our meat is nice and brown. She's got her tan, so we're gonna go ahead and get that out of the pan here. Let's turn it this way for you. All right, and it smells amazing. You definitely want to get that flavor in every layer. This is why I use low fat beef. You know, I like lean ground beef. That way I can just add all my seasonings in and I don't have to worry about draining them out later. All right. So in our same pan, what I'm gonna do is get a little bit of olive oil. Let's get things turned on and heating up in here. We're gonna go right in the same pan where we already created that flavor with the ground beef and toast up our garlic. All right, now to that we're gonna add our veggies, our onions, and bell pepper and celery, our holy trinity. Y'all, it already looks like a Mardi Gras in here. Now, I've never been to Mardi Gras and I'm not sure what it's all about, but I know it's colorful, like this dirty rice. Also gonna throw in our carrots, as well as our fresh thyme. We'll pull those, the stems of the thyme out later. The thyme will release off the stem and we'll just fish them out later. But we wanna go ahead and get these veggies softened up. Y'all, this is the truth right here. I'm not playing any games in this kitchen. Already smells amazing. All right, let's get a little bit of salt in here just to get those veggies to sweat. We want to add some heat and a little bit of black pepper going in. Remember, we said we are going to flavor every layer. Nobody's gonna miss out on the flavor party. All right, now that things are softening up, this is the perfect time for me to go in and toast up my rice. I like to have my rice toasty. It adds another layer of flavor. So this is 2.5 cups of rinsed parboiled rice I'm putting in here now. Okay. Let's just get that moved around. You definitely don't want to miss this step because toasting the rice, it just adds, it is another layer of flavor. It picks up all that good stuff off the bottom and it just makes sure that rice has, you know, it's that little bit of love. You know, this is what sets you apart from the competition. Doing these extra little baby steps. They go a long way. Now let that sit and toast up nicely. Okay, so now that our rice is pretty much finished toasting, we're gonna go in and add about 2 tablespoons of butter because butter makes everything better. All right, and we're gonna go ahead with the rest of our seasonings. So I've got here I have some oregano, some dried oregano. Do about 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. And again, we have some dried parsley. Shame on me, but you know, it works. I'm generous with my parsley, y'all. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. Good, about a tablespoon of parsley. All right, and a little bit more garlic powder. Now I know we put fresh garlic, but I like my garlic powder. Y'all, this is the love of my life. All right, and a bit of onion powder. And you know what? You can flavor things to your taste buds. Everybody's different. I know some people like a little more salt, some people like a little less, and when it comes to onion powder and garlic powder, I'm very, very generous. All right, last but certainly not least, we're gonna have a couple of bay leaves go in. And the spice of our life, the Cajun seasoning, baby. And I'm gonna go in with about a tablespoon because I have plenty of rice. Now this has salt and a lot of blended of other spices in it, paprika and things like that. So, you know, there's gonna be a lot of flavor added there. And it has a little kick to it. Now, if you want some more heat, you can definitely add some cayenne pepper to the mix. Speaking of which, I need a little more black pepper. All right, now we are ready for our ground beef. This is when it all comes together. Everybody is about to be happy. Things are about to get serious up in here. All right. Now tell me that, don't that rice look dirty to y'all? She just looks filthy to me. I'm gonna hit it with just a little more Worcestershire sauce. A couple of splashes. And here I have some homemade chicken stock. You can definitely, you can take some chicken bouillon cubes if you know that's what you have in your house. Take some chicken bouillon cubes and then add the water and let it sit for a while and dissolve. And then you'll have, you know, DIY chicken broth. But I have some chicken stock that I had in my freezer that I save when I bake chickens and things like that. So I did 2.5 cups of rice. So I'm gonna go in with 4 cups of my homemade chicken stock. Yes, sing to me, baby. Now we want to bring this up to a boil. And then once it comes up to a boil, we're going to cover it. And we're just going to let it go for about 20 minutes. Well, once it's boiling, we're going to put the lid on it and then we're going to reduce the heat. And then let it go for about 20 minutes or so until everything's nice and soft and everything is just amazing. Okay, everyone, things are a bubbling and a sizzling and a popping in here. So now that we are up to a rumbling boil, we're gonna go ahead and put our lid on and reduce our heat to low and let it simmer for about 20 to about 23 minutes. But do not raise this thing because if you're looking, you're not cooking. So you want to make sure that your rice gets nice and tender. So just let it go on low and trust your instincts for about 22 to 23 minutes. All right? And we'll be ready to eat. All right, everyone, our dirty rice is done. So let's do our big reveal. Come a little closer. Take a look at this. Woo! Yes, honey. Mardi Gras in the pan. All right, so we're gonna just give that a stir to fluff up our rice. She's been going for about 24 minutes exactly. We wanna make sure this is nice and mixed up because all our veggies got to the top. How beautiful. All right, now because I like my food pretty, I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle on a little bit of freshly chopped green onion. Or scallions. Y'all call them scallions where you from, or you call it green onion? I call them both. If I'm making Asian food, for some reason I call it scallions. I don't know the difference. Now, this will be a good time for you to go ahead and fish out all your little thyme twigs if you used fresh thyme. My family doesn't mind my clean hands because these are the hands of love that has prepared their food for years. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick those out. But I'm gonna get this on a plate so I can show you how good this looks. All right. That looks like it's about good enough for me. I'm gonna give this a little taste because I'm hungry and I've been cooking all day, just slaving over this stove. Not really. This is a 1-pot dish and it took me all of what, 35 minutes or so? I mean, can we get in on this dirty rice? What's the dirty deeds on the dirty rice? All right. Thank you for it, Lord. Bless in Jesus' name, amen. Oh my gosh. Sometimes, y'all, I surprise myself in this kitchen. You never know what I might, whip up. I'm Teresa. Thank you so much for joining me today on Dazzling in the Kitchen. I hope I dazzle you today with my delicious dirty rice, not from New Orleans. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you make this dish. I would love for you to leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think about it. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can know whenever I upload because you never know what I'm up to. I do plan to do videos every single week, so just stay watching. What's up? Stay dazzling. Bye.